I have a lot of fondness for Canada. And it hurts me to see Canada becoming what it is due to mass immigration, due to, letting extremist elements. Can we have one weekend in this country, where either Khalistanis or some Palestinian protest is not going to happen? Can we have one weekend in this country? Like, I seriously, what happened to those days when Canada beat America for the Olympic gold medal, and we had crazy people jumping on the streets yelling normal things?
Right.
What happened to that Canada? What happened to that sentiment of Canada? Like, I want that. Listen, okay, you want to protest in favor of Palestine, free speech. I understand all of that, but for goodness sake, like, every freaking weekend, and you know what? Every time there's like, oh, but the Hindus do this. Listen, let us do a statistical analysis of the innocent Hindu Sikh community and the Jewish community too of Canada. How many times have they gone outside religious places of any faith and protested, intimidated? They're only defending themselves. Like, if you can't go to a synagogue and pray where somebody's going to come and shoot you, what is the point? Like, when I wrote a letter to Canadian politicians, my first line was, there were more than 100 churches that are burnt in Canada. What the hell are you people doing? Like, I'm not supposed to talk about it. Oh, 100 churches are burnt in Canada. I'm not supposed to talk about it. Am I a Christian? No. I don't expect a Christian to become a Hindu. No. I don't expect a Christian to like idolatry. But what happened to the idea of Canada where we care for each other? I don't understand. The entire liberal NDP, and now I'm sorry to say, as much as I have a soft corner for the Conservative Party of Canada, because I am a conservative fiscally, and in many ways I lean conservative, but the entire Canadian political class honestly has cheated Canadians. And I expected more from Pierre Poilievre, but looking at his behavior too, like, notice he was late on the immigration bus too. He was not saying anything on immigration until it became normal for everybody else. It's almost as if in Canada, if a majority of the white people are waiting for brown guy to say, this sucks.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, brown guy has said immigration sucks. Now immigration sucks. It's as if, we need brown certification for everything. Why? If it makes sense, if it's not racist, if it's based on facts, then just say it. Like, when last time there were a bunch of people who were unnecessarily attacking the Hanuman Murti, the statue in the Hindu Sabha Mandir, I called them out for their racism. I'm like, listen, it's on private property. You're a bad conservative if you don't understand the concept of private property. Then you're not a conservative. You're just, I don't know what you are. You're a communist who thinks you're conservative, because then you don't understand the concept of private property. I don't expect you to respect it as a faith, but I expect you to be a good conservative. And conservatism, the fundamental of conservatism is private property rights. And there we, but it doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to get anybody from Punjab and they can just intimidate people at Yonge and Dundas and they can just do whatever they want to do. No, both suck. And I'm sick and tired of, every time as a brown man, I have to tell my white friends, like, I'll give you a story why I am so driven. I'm going to give you two stories. I say this with every show I go to. 3 years ago, in my first ever talk in Toronto, Canada, when I formally moved here, there were two young Hindu girls who came to me, and, then I asked their father, can I talk to your daughters? They want to talk to me. And when he gave me permission, I sat down with the two young girls. I think one was 8 or 9. The other one was like 6 or 7. And they said, we are so scared to go to school because people make fun of us because we're Hindus. That really broke my heart. Then last year, it was for Diwali dinner. My wife's best friend is a white woman. Now, they've been friends since high school. They're very close. We're having this common discussion. And I was the one who said, gosh, there are so many Indians here. I was the one who said that. Not her. I did.
Yeah.
And her daughter, who I love a lot, gets up. She goes across the table, whispers something in mommy's ears. Mommy says, it's okay, you can say that. You know what the answer was? Yes. What has the Canadian system done to school children? That a Hindu girl is scared for being Hindu, a white girl is scared of being white. That is when I told my wife, I clearly remember our drive back home, and I told my wife, I will fight for every child in Canada. And yes, at that time I said, these bastards, when I meant these bastards, I meant the politicians of Canada. These bastards have betrayed our children. And when I say our children, white folks, black folks, brown folks, I don't give a shit what color of your skin is. If we don't fight for these children, these people are going to destroy our children. And that's my problem with the fundamental disease that Canada has is, what are we doing here? Like, are we crazy that a child, a 9-year-old child, thinks I'm going to be offended because she says, yes, there are many Indians? There are many Indians. Even I think there are too many Indians, and I am Indian.